things, strappy leaves, leaves that have variegation, things that bring flowers in shady spots inside, plants that can tolerate really quite dense shade in the house. So the good news is there is a plant to tick every box that is safe. So what I thought is I'd just sort of, I guess, just talk through a few of these plants, just so that you can sort of recognise them. So a lovely hanging plant. So things like things like devil's ivy and that kind of thing. If you munch on that, I think they have quite a bit of oxalates in there, and generally you don't want to be munching on that. But this is like a Swedish ivy that performs exactly that job. And I guess if you had a little munch of that, that's perfectly fine. So that's a lovely variegated dingler dangler. Then the Hoya is also a little bit of a more of a climber, but it can also hang down. It has lovely waxy flowers, and that works very well and is perfectly safe. The African violet. These have been relatively rare recently, but now they're sort of coming back into availability, and they're beautiful indoor plants, and they'll give you flower inside. And then there's the whole peperomia family, lovely, or baby, what they call them, baby rubber plants. But they are fantastic. There's these variegated ones, there's ones with lovely textured leaves, and all perfectly safe. For a sunnier spot in the house, the echeverias, if it's too shady, they will tend to stretch, but if you've got a lovely sunny windowsill, again, these and also the hen and chickens, or the hen and chicks, the sempervivums are another lovely and perfectly safe succulent. For dim and dark corners, we've got the aspidistra, the cast iron plant. So that can really tolerate very low conditions, low water, low everything really. Fantastic plant. You need a bit of height, perhaps a bit of screening in the house. Then the golden cane palm prefers to be in a reasonably well lit condition situation, but that's a lovely plant. It performs very well. Then an Aussie classic, the Kentia palm, all the way from Lord Howe Island. Lord Howe Island's major export, and also perfectly safe for cats and dogs. So that's a smaller growing palm. I love these, the ponytails. They can get massive if you plant them in the right place outdoors, but quite a sort of thematic plant. Now, this is one where I think cats would actually quite like to have a nibble on that. So that's something I would sort of perfectly fine for them to do so. But obviously you kind of lose the look. So I definitely kind of have that raised up a bit, so not make it too easy a nibble. And then there's the Chamadora, so there's the parlour palm, the cascade palm, and the bamboo palms. They're all very close relatives, and they're all perfectly safe. And they can grow to probably about this sort of height, quite nicely inside. So all of those plants are really good for cats and dogs, and will give you that lovely green lushness inside and a bit of extra oxygen. And then I guess obviously there is the cat grass that you could actually have inside, clearly perfectly safe. Cats and dogs do like to nibble on this. It's more of a digestive type thing. And then I guess here's one with an interesting thing. So that's the catnip. Now catnip is an interesting one. It's certainly a treat for some cats. It's actually a psychoactive, or it has sort of psychoactive sort of drug kind of things. It's a bit like having a drink or something like that. So most cats do quite like it. some cats can actually get, really quite, rather than just sort of clearly enjoying it and then sort of relax and lie down and go to sleep. Some get very jumpy, and you want to make sure that your cat's not one of those jumpy ones, because they can actually potentially hurt themselves if they sort of get a bit drunk and then fall off a shelf or something like that. So, but a lot of cats like this, and interestingly for humans, it doesn't actually have that psychoactive kind of thing, but if you actually have it as a tea, it just kind of makes you feel a bit relaxed. So there you go, for all you cats out there. So that's just a quick run through of some pet safe plants. So till next time, see ya.